turn that off.
Is anyone there? Hello?
Hi. Welcome to our first Facebook Live home buying seminar. I'm Stacey Essner from Berkshire Hathaway Koenig Rudloff. We're going to take you through the 3 R's of the home buying process. To my left, I have Cheryl Cohn-Becker from Guaranteed Rate, and she'll be talking about being realistic when it comes to getting pre-qualified for the home buying process. I will be talking to you about being ready for the home buying process, and Emily Cressy to my right, she will be talking to you about knowing your rights from the legal perspective after the contract is signed, and she's from the Cressy Group. We're on 3 different feeds, so bear with us as we pan around to all 3 cameras. So we'll try to answer everyone's questions at the end of each section. So feel free to type in your comments, and as we have some people already on Instagram, so thank you for joining us over there. So right now we have Cheryl, and she's going to talk to you about being realistic when it comes to buying a home.
Hi, if you've ever thought of owning your own home and had that dream, but you're not independently wealthy, you're probably going to need a mortgage at some point in your life. I'm Cheryl Cohn-Becker from Guaranteed Rate, and with over 15 years of experience in the industry, I'm going to go over some misconceptions and some realities of financing that dream. Here at Guaranteed Rate, I can offer you conventional, jumbo, FHA, VA, any type loan that's going to best fit your needs. Thank you for your time. It's my honor to be a part of your home buying team. I'm here to help understand your financial goals, present and future, to make sure we match that with a mortgage option that is going to best fit your needs and be realistic on the timing of everything and the money of the process. So timing. When do I really need a pre-approval, and how quick is the process? It's actually never too soon to start looking for your pre-approval. We can talk about financing and make sure that your credit, income, liabilities, and assets line up with your financial goals. If there's any blemishes on your credit, I can also help you work through those and possibly boost your credit score, which is going to improve your financing situation. I'll also go over with you funds for closing, because there are some costs involved, whether you actually secure financing or not, that you want to be prepared for. The pre-approval is key not only for the seller to accept your offer, to make sure you can qualify for a certain amount and that you actually want to spend that much, because for how much you can qualify and what you'd like to qualify are not actually always the same. I have a great online system that eases the process, so you can fill out your application anywhere you have web service, whether it's on your phone, your tablet, or your computer, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Upload all your documents securely so that I can look at them and get you a pre-approval quickly should you be looking that quick. So money. Do I really need to have 20% down? Actually, you do not need to have 20% down. It's possible I can secure you financing with as little as 1% down, 3%, 3.5%, 5%, 10%, anywhere in between. It really depends on what works best for you. My personal consultation will equip you with the ability to choose which option is going to best serve you and make sure that you're comfortable not just with your payments now, but going forward. In addition to the down payment, again, you're going to have some closing costs that we're going to go through to make sure you understand what you really need at closing. And if there's any money you need to move, we start moving it sooner rather than later, just to make the process easier as we go. So the pre-approval itself, I'm not going to give you a blanket pre-approval for $300,000 or $400,000 because it needs to be specific for the property, because the taxes, the assessments, if there are any, can really have a big effect on what your monthly payment is. And if you're looking to buy a place for $290,000 or $310,000, you don't want a pre-approval that says $300,000. So I'm going to tailor it to the property that you find so that it best works for you and the seller. You might actually be pre-approved for more than you think, should the taxes or assessments adjust as well. I know this is a lot to absorb, so if you're thinking of making the biggest financial decision of your life, give me a call, shoot me an email, give me a text, 312-371-0726, Cheryl.Becker@rate.com, SHERYL.BECKER@rate.com. I will get you qualified, explain the products available, and make sure you are a stronger buyer with this knowledge so we can get you in that new home quickly and smoothly. Now that I've gone over all the money and you're ready to go shopping, Stacy's going to go over that fun process with you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. So now that Cheryl has talked to you about the realistic part about buying a home, I'm going to talk to you about being ready to buy that home. So first, you need to be ready with that mortgage pre-approval. As Cheryl said, pre-approval will tell you how much home you can and want to afford. It will also make you more attractive to sellers in a competitive market. And for some of you who've already started looking, you know that Chicago has been very competitive this summer. It will make it easier to make offers, and it'll make you more confident when you make those offers. In the Chicago market, having that pre-approval for the amount that you want to spend will make it easier and make it more, you'll be able to make the offer more quickly. So that's why it's definitely more important to have that pre-approval before we are ready to start shopping for that home. Be ready with your lists of wants and needs and put them into categories. Your needs, what you need to have in your dream home. If the property does not have these things, then there's no point in us looking at those houses. Are they near transportation if you have to take public transportation? How far are they from your family? How far are they from work? Do they have the correct number of bedrooms? If they don't have exactly what you need to have, then there's no point in us taking a look at them. Then what do you want them to have? Do you want them to have stainless steel appliances? Do you want them to have a washer and dryer? Does it have to include parking? The things that you would like them to have, then those are houses that we will look at, add them to your list. Then the things that you hope that they have, but if they don't have, it doesn't really matter. Those go on your want list. Then on your absolute wish list. If it has everything that you could possibly dream of, those are the houses that we're definitely going to add to the list. So those would be your winners. However, sometimes in the competitive market, you sometimes have to expand your search parameters because you may not get everything that you want in the price that you want to spend in the area that you're absolutely looking for. So sometimes you have to be a little more flexible because it is a competitive market. So once you've found the place that feels like home, you need to be prepared to make an offer quickly. As your realtor, I'll put together comparable prices to help you guide through making the best initial offer and continue to guide you through the negotiation process. This sometimes moves very quickly for some, and for some it takes a little bit longer. So that's why it's really important to get your pre-approval ready, and so we can make a strong offer and have as few contingencies as possible in order to look the most appealing to the seller. Be ready for anything. In today's market, you may find the home that you want, but there may be a lot of offers. You may have to expand your search area to find what you're looking for. You may not get the first home that you make an offer on. Don't get frustrated. We will find you the perfect home. Now, Emily is going to explain to you about the legal aspects about buying a home.
Yes, so I'm Emily Cressy of the Cressy Group, real estate attorney. And we've talked about being realistic, and we've talked about being ready, and now we're going to talk about being aware of your rights from a legal perspective. Because what happens once you've found this perfect home, you've put in an offer, the seller has signed your offer, you have an accepted contract. And at that point, that's when you engage an attorney. So you're going to send your contract to your attorney, and we have 5 days for attorney review and inspection. Now, a lot of times things move so fast you can't do it within those first 5 days, so that's where your attorney comes in with requesting additional time from the seller side to review the contract, get the results of your inspection back in. And this is kind of your last bite at the apple to change any of the terms of the contract to make it a little bit more favorable for you, getting a bigger tax proration credit, or extending the amount of time that you have to review certain HOA documents, things of that nature. So once you get your attorney involved, your attorney kind of takes over with reviewing the contract, negotiating the terms with the seller's side, as far as anything that's actually in the contract, or what might pop up from your inspection. So if you want to request that the seller fixes some things or gives you a closing cost credit to cover those things after closing, those are all things that you work on during the first initial review period. After that, the name of the game is doing everything to preserve your ability to get your inspection. Is then when attorney review is closed, you're going to deposit the remainder of your earnest money into escrow. And then after that, everything that we're keeping track of has to do with pretty much obtaining your mortgage. So everybody works together in that process to kind of make sure you're getting all of your documents in on time so that we can hit what's called the mortgage contingency date, which is set out in the contract, and that's the date you're working towards to have your lender tell you that you have an unconditional loan approval, which is kind of the final step before closing. So again, there's a certain date that's put down in your contract. We don't always hit it on the head, but that's when your attorney comes in with making sure that we ask for an extension of that date as we get closer, because as long as you're within these periods, you can get your earnest money back if you need to cancel the contract for any reason. So again, we're all working towards kind of the final last biggest milestone to getting your earnest money back, which is the mortgage contingency date. Once you've gotten the unconditional loan approval from your lender, then we get what's called a clear to close. And then when we're a few days out from the closing, I, as your attorney, will get what's called the master closing statement, all of the other necessary title documents from the seller side. I review them with you. And then I also go with you to the closing to help walk you through all of the documents that you have to sign, all of the loan documents from your lender, and then all of the seller's title documents from the seller side. And once we've signed everything and the transaction has funded, then you own your new home. And the closing, if anything should pop up, if you have any questions about your tax bill or something with the HOA, your broker is always available to you as well. But that's pretty much the home buying process.
And one comment is that we always work together throughout that entire process.
Definitely.
The inspection process, as well as making sure that all of the dates are met.
Right.
We all work together as a team throughout the entire process.
Right, exactly. A question I oftentimes hear is, well, what exactly is the attorney's responsibility? What exactly is my broker's responsibility? If you have a really great team working for you, everybody works together to kind of pick up where somebody else left off or what somebody else might be good at. And your team is just going to work on your behalf to make sure that everything's running smoothly.
Our job together.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, and we work, all emails, all communication is all smooth and
keeping you informed every step of the way so
Yes.
that you know that your transaction is moving forward, and making sure that you don't have any questions, because buying a home for the first time is usually somebody's largest decision to date. So it helps to have professionals that have gone through it many times so that you know you're in good hands.
Even if it's the second or third time, it's probably still the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. And it's not going to be however you thought it was before. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's harder, but it's always different. I don't think we have any questions. No questions. But like I said before, I'm Cheryl Becker from Guaranteed Rate, here to help you finance that home of your dreams. And I know this was a lot to absorb, but I'm just here to get you qualified, explain your options, and figure out what's going to work best for you so that when you do find your home, you're ready to buy it.
And I'm Stacy Essner from Berkshire Hathaway Koenig Rubloff. You can find me at stacysellschicago.com, and I'm here to help you once you've been pre-approved through the home buying process all the way till close.
And I'm Emily Cressy of the Cressy Group. You can find me at the Cressy Group on Facebook, or you can email me at ecressy, that's EKRESSE @cressygroup.com, or you can give me a phone call at 312-772-3769. I'm happy to answer any legal questions you might have before even getting to the stage of putting an offer in on a property.
Yeah, and you can reach me at 773-251-6103. So we appreciate you joining us, for those of you who have.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having the opportunity to help you buy your next home. Thank you so much.